This pageant has been adapted from the book Three Wise Queens, written by our very own Corey Allen. We hope you enjoy. Here begins our story.
Queen Hakima raced up the tower to paint her beautiful sky. She loved watching the stars and painted them every night. Just as Hakima finished setting out her art supplies, she heard a beautiful song from some high place far away.
When the music ended, a brilliant star appeared in the sky, shining brighter than even the moon.
The star filled her heart with joy. It twinkled with a color that warmed the cold night. She called for her husband.
King Balthazar, come see the star.
This is a miracle. This star was foretold in a prophecy. It is the sign that a great king has been born.
They knew they must follow the star to find the baby king. Along the way, they would visit other kings and queens who would know more about the meaning of the star and the baby king. However, they could not decide on the gift they should bring.
Off in the distance, a lion roared loudly.
That's it! Let us give him a lion. The lion is the king of all animals. His mighty roar fills the night with noise, just as this king's stars fill the night with light.
Well, a lion would be a mighty gift for other kings. This may be a very different king. He may not have the buildings or the people to care for lion. I think the best gift to give is gold.
Gold. I'm sure the king has plenty of gold.
Look at his bright star. I think it is a sign that his riches are in heaven and not on earth. He may need gold to buy food or a place to sleep.
My dear queen, I have never imagined a king like the one you described, but you are wise. Gold is an excellent gift.
The next day they started their journey. They traveled across great stretches of sand and then great stretches of water. Our opening hymn is I Want to Walk as a Child of the Light, number 206 in the United Methodist Hymnal. Please stand if you are able.
After many days, they came to a hill and saw the famous library of King Caspar and Queen Sophia. The king and queen loved books so much that they made the library the biggest building in the kingdom. King Caspar and Queen Sophia ran out to greet them, papers flying out of their robes and scrolls unrolling in a trail behind them.
King Balthazar, you have seen the star.
Before they entered the library, the queens and kings heard another beautiful tune, which filled their hearts with love. The music seemed to be coming from the direction of the same brilliant star.
When the music ended, they entered the library, and King Caspar began telling them all that he and Sophia had read about the prophecy.
It is written that a ruler will be born in Bethlehem, and that he will be the shepherd of the people of Israel.
I almost gave a lion to a shepherd. Good thing Hakima convinced me to give him gold instead.
I have also been thinking about a gift. I plan to give him my crown.
Queen Sophia was proud of her husband's idea.
My king, it would be very generous to give the new king your crown, since it means a great deal to you. But think of all the prophecies we have read about this child. He already has the weight of the world on his shoulders. I do not think we should add your heavy crown to his burden. I have read of something which could make a good gift for a baby king. Frankincense. Frankincense is a valuable spice, and it gives off a delightful scent when burned. The people of Israel, the baby's people, use it when they worship God. His mother can use frankincense when he is blessed at the temple.
Sophia, you have found the answer. Frankincense is a divine gift.
The kings and queens packed up their camels and headed to meet King Melchior and Queen Mingzi, who were very wise and would know much more about the prophecy. The journey took them east, over tall mountains and through cold rivers. Our opening hymn is People Look East, number 202 in the United Methodist Hymnal. Please stand if you're able.
After many days of travel across endless fields of grass, they reached King Melchior's kingdom.
Soon the friends were admiring the lush gardens of Queen Mingzi. The gardens were filled with colorful flowers and blooming trees from all over the world. They passed a cherry tree, and it sprang to life, shaking and speaking.
Welcome, kings and queens.
A talking tree.
Not exactly. I fear my blossoms have hidden me from your sight. I am happy you are here. Melchior and I have been expecting you.
King Melchior greeted them, and just as they entered the courtyard garden of the castle, they heard voices singing the most beautiful song they have ever heard. The singing was also coming from the direction of the star and seemed closer than ever.
Guys. There's a star in the east on Christmas morn. There's a shepherd and follow. He will lead to the place where the Christ was born. Rise up, shepherds, and follow. Follow, follow. Rise up, shepherds, and follow. On shore to Bethlehem. Rise up, shepherds, and follow. Shepherds and rise up, shepherds, and follow. Follow, follow. Rise up, shepherds, and follow. Follow the star to Bethlehem. Rise up, shepherds, and follow. Follow, follow. Rise up, shepherds, and follow. Follow the star to Bethlehem. Rise up, shepherds, and follow.
When the singing ended, they were filled with excitement. King Melchior began telling them more about the prophecies.
The star means the King of Kings has been born, the King who will bring peace to all people. In all my many years, I never dreamed such a miracle would take place.
Have you heard the beautiful words used in the prophecies? They warm my soul. My favorites are Wonderful Counselor, the Prince of Peace, and Emmanuel, which means God with us.
They all sat quietly, thinking about those beautiful words. Then Melchior stood up and walked over to a large screen.
I want to give the King of Kings the finest gift I can build. I will build him a throne worthy of his heavenly glory. I will build him a throne worthy of his heavenly glory. A throne covered with precious jewels, shining like the stars in the sky on the night he was born. This is the motto. The actual throne will be 3 times the size and will have many more jewels.
My dear King, while this throne is the most beautiful of all your creations, it will take many months to build, and we want to visit the newborn king immediately. We do not know how many more days this star will shine to show us the way to Bethlehem. I have spoken with the others about their gifts. Hakima and Balthazar will give the baby gold, and Sophia and Caspar will give him frankincense. I think we should give him myrrh. Our kingdom is one of the few places that has the type of tree that produces myrrh. Myrrh and frankincense are gifts for a lifetime. Frankincense is used in a ceremony at the beginning of life. Myrrh is used in a ceremony at its end.
Dear Maxie, your idea is wonderful. Myrrh is the gift we will bring.
The kings and queens set out and traveled west for many days. Our morning offering will now be received. All children in costume can now come to the front of the sanctuary.
Bethlehem. The star was directly above them. King Balthazar knew they had arrived, but it did not seem possible. Where in this little town was a building fit for a king?
There he is.
Queen Hakima jumped off her camel and ran. At first, King Balthazar thought she was heading toward the inn at the end of the street, but she turned instead into the stable that was next to it. Inside the stable were a donkey, an ox, sheep, and a man and woman huddled over a manger filled with hay.
The other queens rushed in behind her. They gathered around the manger to gaze at the baby and hugged his mother tightly, as if she were a long-lost sister. The kings looked at one another in surprise. Finally, King Balthazar laughed.
None of the prophecies could have prepared me for this. This king has no crown, no throne, not even a proper home. In fact, it appears he was born in a stable among the cows and sheep.
The kings entered the stable and met the man whose name was Joseph and the woman whose name was Mary. They knelt down beside the sleeping baby whose name was Jesus and worshipped him. They presented Mary with the gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh.
And I will cherish them in my heart always.
When Jesus woke, Mary invited the queens to meet him. Queen Hakima was first. Tears streamed down her face.
I thought I would never see anything as beautiful as the star that filled the sky the night he was born. That star filled me with joy, but nothing compares to the joy I feel when I look at this bright baby.
Queen Sophia knelt down and put her finger in Jesus' little palm, his finger wrapped around it.
I cannot believe it. I have read all that has been written about this baby, and now here he is. The words have been made flesh, and they have come to life here in Jesus.
Finally, it was Queen Mingzi's turn. She gave him a flower from her garden, and which she had tucked up her sleeve.
Hello, Emmanuel. Here you are, God with us, under your beautiful star. Oh, my little seed, you are so small now, but you will take root in this world and grow and change it forever.
The end.
Our closing hymn is The Friendly Beasts, number 227 in the United Methodist Hymnal. Please watch the screen for verse 5 as the lyrics are different than the hymnal, and please stand if you are able.
And now let us go from this place in the joy of the season. And may the blessing of God, who is Emmanuel, God with us, go with us always. Amen.